Oh, what's good, YouTube land? We go from that weirdo to a redo, as I hinted at. It's Earthrise Smokescreen, who is a redo of Siege Smokescreen, or what was it? Hasbro? No, he was an exclusive repaint, not in the main line, Hasbro Plus or whatever. We've looked at him before. Go back and watch that review. But yep, this is the actually Earth version of Smokescreen, and first we'll get into the box because we don't stop doing that. There's a nice picture of Smokescreen. Would Smokescreen be a seeker? He'd probably be like some weird one-shot accidental recolor of Starscream, but there's Smokescreen. And, you know, box and things. Good to know he's an Autobot. I would have never been able to tell without that giant Autobot symbol right there. And on the back. And in the package are his guns. And this, which says Junkie on. That's a neat thing for people who actually, for Transformers fans. Wow. You know, I feel like I actually, for some reason, I can't talk right now. Junkie on, aka the planet of junk where Wreck-Gar is from. If anybody remembers Wreck-Gar from either the original 80s movie or Transformers Animated. So take those guns. And, you know, I think we've gone over Smokescreen's bio before, but for anyone who most likely didn't watch the review of this guy, Smokescreen is a gambler, I believe. Kind of, that's how he lives his life. The best way you can describe Smokescreen is a gambler. And this is, I already mentioned, basically almost the exact same toy, almost, as the Siege version, just with the different aesthetic, the aesthetic that actually says, hey, this is Smokescreen, not what the hell is this car. Here, I'll give you a shot of them both without their guns. You can see, and it's finally nice to see Smokescreen in his proper form. I can see where they were going for with this, but you know, I don't think it hits as well as this does, because this is basically almost the same as this right here. This being my knockoff. I'm almost certain now that it's a knockoff. Masterpiece Blue Streak, or just Streak. It's basically a tinified and $20, $30 version of this, which this itself I bought for around $30 because it's a knockoff, but no. So it's not a fair comparison, but he is a slight remold of the Blue Streak Prowl version of this, which is probably 1980s Fairlady's Ed. Really, the only difference is that fender right there, the F Cup training bra, and his spoiler on the back, because he's a race car as opposed to Prowl, who's a police car, and I think Blue Streak's supposed to be. I'm not sure what Blue Streak, like his role is, but. But yeah. And he's got the actual 80s on the side as opposed to the cyberglyphs that old Siege had. And I guess I can do... I sort of thought he had more weight on him, at least on the car mode, because it doesn't really look like I can do the Dutch, French, or Yugoslavian thing, but hey, I just did it. He's Dutch, French. No, whatever. He's got... I really do like this car mode a lot more. Maybe because it's a lot closer to something I can actually see driving along. Or something that actually looks like something it's on Earth as opposed to the cyber car. But I don't know. Something about the curves of it just look a lot better to me. And when I say it's basically the same toy, I mean it's basically the same toy. It's basically the same transformation. Oh, I didn't even... This was stupid of me to, for some reason, not mention, but I got 2 copies of the exact same Quintesson's instructions, like legitimately not even just in a different language, like exactly the same. But like, at this point, I don't even need Smokescreen's transformation instructions. We will plug in his guns. You can plug it in there, or you can plug it in either side. And he's, of course, got the roof guns. I mean, not the roof, the front grill. I'm not sure what part of the car that is. And they do point at an interesting angle. I don't have any blast effect. This is obviously designed very similar to the Masterpiece gun. Kind of similar. Like the sort of thin and long barrel, the overall body looks very similar. I kind of wish it was silver. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't look bad in blue. Like, it kind of looks a bit like a Fisher-Price water pistol, unfortunately, but you know, what can you do? I could easily just paint this in silver myself, which, now that I think about it, isn't that bad an idea. But my one nitpick, if you want to call it a nitpick, is unfortunately, I don't know how well you can see it, but the roof doesn't really... It feels like it should lock down right there, but it doesn't. It just sits a tiny, like, millimeter up above, and that kind of... that bugs me a tiny bit. I don't know why. So we'll remove the gun. Actually, I'll give you a shot of both cars with all their guns. Although I'm not sure which guns I like more. Maybe these ones, because I can actually form one single handgun, because that's kind of neat. Combining weapons are cool. Yeah. This gun, but both guns, both cars ready for battle. There you go. And let's transform him. Remove the gun. Pop the doors. Pop arms. Fold out to the side. One tiny little difference in this version. You pop that part right here. You pop it and it sits there. And then you can rotate the head. Fold out these little bits. Another bit that's slightly different. But the overall transformation skeleton is pretty much the same. Pull the legs down, rotate as fold that down. One thing is you got to make sure those side pieces go behind the little tabs there, because the tabs are designed to plug his shoulders into, so his shoulders will rest comfortably there. And then split the legs and fold these tiny bits down. And there you have Earthrise Starscream. Smokescreen in his robot mode. And that transformation is so nice and simple that you guys... Oh, can he actually stand on a hard plastic surface? There we go. So nice. We get to see it twice. Pop. Pop. Hit. 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 Oh, have I ever noticed that there are actual heel spurs on this toy? I don't know. Mm. There you go. And there you go. Almost the same. There are minor aesthetic differences, like the chest, like visual differences in transformation. But oh my god, this guy looks so much better. Like, I don't know, something about it makes his head look a bit bigger. His head looks a lot his face looks nicer in white. He definitely looks a bit bulkier. His thighs, like, thank God for the thick thighs. Am I right? A little bit more blue on the shoulders makes them look a little bit nicer. I don't know if I prefer the blue or black biceps, but that fender actually getting to shine as opposed to be a very small paint app looks a hell of a lot nicer. They both look pretty much the same from the back. Although I do like the Earthrise, how low his guns sit. Like, it actually looks, I don't know. Those guns look a bit too tall for me. Let's give them their proper handgun. Give them the right hand. So yeah. This guy has a bit more color deviation, I feel, in his robot mode. It looks a bit, I don't know, his robot mode just generally looks better. Like, the actual red, there's not so much black. Like, this guy, there's too much black, in my opinion. Like, he looks like he's wearing a black bodysuit and just I don't know, a blue bra and gloves and shoes. Oh. I don't know, but I know I like this guy more. Articulation wise, head is on a ball joint. Very nice range. We can get a good shot of his dreamy blue eyes. And that expression that says, I'm not certain, but that's sort of just I swear that's like the default transformer. But again, that is my face most of the time. So, one unfortunate nitpick on this toy. This may just be my copy, but the tab that's supposed to keep the shoulder in place is unfortunately loose on this side, where it will come off on the other side, but it takes a bit more effort. Like, you actually have to apply some force to the other side, where this one just goes, nope. Like, I don't even need to apply force to that. That's unfortunate. It's not a huge deal breaker because you can just, it's not going to like wildly affect the thing. It's just something I noticed. So those shoulders are also on a hinge to go all the way around, get out of the way of the wing, go out all the way, and then if you want, on the transformation joint, they go that far up. You do have a bicep swivel beyond 90-degree elbow, and you do have a wrist joint, a wrist swivel. waist swivel. Huh, huh. It is on the mushroom peg, and it is relatively easy to unpop it. But thankfully, it pops right back in there. Hips can go beyond. Hips can go all the way up, and a little bit, and all the way back. But you do kind of have to unseat the mushroom peg from its connection, because they're just things that get in the way of each other. The bottom of the torso, just there's something about that just forces it to go like that. But they can go all the way out for some beautiful Van Damme spread. Thigh swivel. Furiously swiveling. You get a knee bend, very, very deep knee bend, mostly due to the transformation, the fact that the backs of the shins are hollow. Oh yeah, and that part, I'm not a fan of that part. This little inner shin piece, it provides generally no point, in my opinion, in the robot mode. You don't even look at it. You can't even see it unless you're looking directly at it. And it just kind of gets in the way because you can't transform him back into vehicle mode without putting it back in place. And there are times where I've just forgotten it's there. So, you do have a forward and backward, which can go about that far forward, all the way back due to transformation. And you get a very deep ankle pivot. And if you want, I guess you can use this thing, which, again, I don't really know if that actually helps because it puts them at an angle. Like, I kind of feel like I don't know why it's there. I generally don't know why, because it really serves, it feels like it serves no purpose in the vehicle mode other than just getting in the way. But, yep. That's Earthrise Smokescreen. I could have just said watch the Siege video, but I don't know. I'm not lazy enough to do that. Also for ports, he's got 2 on each arm, 1 on each thigh, or actually each shin. Besides there are actually 2 ports on each side of the gun. And no, it does not look like the guns can combine because of the tab connection they use. But you can actually, if you want, because I figure you gotta cover everything. You can plug them in to the back of the bigger gun to make an even bigger gun, a bigger, dumber, funner gun. Or that doesn't look bad. Triple barrel power, although he does kind of look a tiny bit naked without the guns mounted on his shoulder, so I'll probably keep them there. But yeah. Ah! No. So I would highly recommend this one. This guy over the Siege counterpart. The Siege one is kind of hard. It's quite a bit harder to find because it's the exclusive, while this guy is actually a retail wave, so he's definitely going to be easier to find. And in my opinion, he has the better look to him between the 2. I don't know, he just looks more like Smokescreen. And if you want the iconic character and his iconic look, this is the way you go. I mean, this guy is still not bad. Like, he's not a terrible mold. If you want a slightly different look for Smokescreen, it's definitely a way to go. So you still have the option of that guy. But yeah, I don't know. This is just. I can't say it's a better mold because they're almost the same. It's just aesthetically, I think he looks better. So, therefore, I'm gonna. This is the version of Smokescreen that's gonna stay on the shelf for me. Do I plan to get Earthrise, Blue Streak, and Prowl? Prowl, not likely because he's in a retail, like an online exclusive 2-pack with Ironhide that I already missed the date on. Because I bought the Seeker 2-pack because I could only buy one of them. I chose to only buy one of them, and I bought the Seekers because they're different characters. But the Seekers still haven't got to me. They're still in limbo. I don't even know if they ever will get here. So, also something I've noticed before, but there's a bit of a paint bleed on his corona. A little bit of the yellow bleeding onto the blue. It's unfortunate, but yeah. There's a big Autobot symbol right there. There even there's an Autobot. This video should not be just comparing him to that guy, but it's too hard not to just compare him to that guy. Love that scratchy noise. So, yep, that's it for Smokescreen. He's a good figure. I highly recommend him, especially if you couldn't find the Siege version. So, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, keep it weird. Bye.